with this development in some regards, because he doesn't have to take more out of the tyres. He won't be pleased that he's going to have Luca Giotto right behind him at the restart.
Definitely not. I know that first-hand experience in Po when I won my race out there. I was leading by about 15 seconds. The safety car came out and closed it up. And although Sergio didn't have as big a lead as that, it's still going to be frustrating for him that he's got the likes of Luca Giotto and Guan Yu Zhu. Nick de Vries is going to be closing up there in 4th. Max Schumacher's in 5th. Can he make any progress? Can he get on the podium?
Looking for his first podium in Formula 2, and if he gets it from 18th, that is going to be some statement from Mick Schumacher, two-time winner here in Formula 3 1 year ago. That was European Formula 3. And as the field now begins to line up behind Bert Mailander, and Rosanna can give us an update on Louis Delatraz.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, I was at the Carlin pit wall just as that happened, and there just seems to be a lot of confusion with Trevor Carlin saying they hadn't heard anything from Louis on the radio beforehand, so it was obviously just the brakes going off as he came up into turn 1.
That's the last thing a driver wants going into turn 1. We'll see it again. Let's look at the front right now when he brakes. Yeah, you can see there's that is a heavy impact with the wall.
Yeah, it does look like some sort of brake failure, because there was no front locking or anything like that you'd expect to see if someone was going to run wide. And for me, I'm looking at down the order and I'm seeing Anton Hubert in 10th with that front wing damage. Safety car would be a perfect opportunity for him to pit. It's a shame that he can't pit and put new tyres on and make a charge through the grid, but I think he's going to stick out there for the minute.
Yeah, let's just look down into the pit lane. Yeah, Arden aren't going with Billy Munger's plan. Great to have Billy with us in commentary for this second race of the weekend. Looking up the hill as they recover the Carlin. Louis Delatraz is okay after that high-speed crash at turn 1. So Mick Schumacher up to 5th. De Vries once in the lead of this race, accidentally, or maybe, well, for whatever reason, the pit limiter came on as he came out of turn number 4. That dropped him down to what is now 4th place. King, with tyres that are pretty second-hand, is still running in the points, and Hubert has still got a shout at the points, even with that broken front wing. Arden electing to keep him out there.
Yeah, it's a brave decision, but I guess with the amount of people that have been having issues and running off track, only 2 positions to the points, he could really he could make a difference, and he could get a point if he stays out there. I think there's only a few laps left of the race, and that's going to obviously affect their decision. And you've got Nobu Matsushita ahead of him in 9th place, the winner of yesterday's race. He's had quite a quiet race. He dropped down to, I think, 12th or 13th at one point. Will he be able to nick a few points at the end here?
Yeah, forced off the road into the gravel at the very start, and he will be hoping to make his knowledge of the tyres pay as we go into the final stages. The safety car will be coming in at the end of the lap, and it all goes on the shoulders of Sérgio Sette Câmara to set the pace, to make sure he's in the right temperature window for those tyres, and he'll hope that he's got more grip than Luca Giotto behind. Remember, Virtuosi on the radio to Guan Yu Zhou earlier on, saying look after the tyres. And if they've not been pushing to the maximum, as Joe very nearly accidentally overtakes his teammate there as Câmara slows it down, they could be in a great position to take the race victory. Sette Câmara then backing everyone up pretty majorly as they go through the final sector. High-pressured moment this for the Brazilian driver, trying to end that winless streak.
It really is. The safety car restart is going to be really crucial here. He's going to need to try and open up as much of a gap as he can out of turn 1, so he's not vulnerable up into the top corner at turn 3.
Here we go then, back to green flag racing conditions. Good restart for Sérgio Sette Câmara as the field comes over the line, tightly bunched together. But that, I think he will be very pleased with that restart. He's not going to be vulnerable into turn 1. Matsushita immediately on the attack, trying to get past Correa for the final points-paying position of 8th at the moment. He won't get him into 1. He might have a great run on him, though, as he goes further up the hill. Everyone maintaining positions in the top 8. That might be about to change. Here comes our race winner from yesterday in the Carlin. Matsushita has been forced to the outside line. He can easily get squeezed out there, and he knows it, leaving Correa room. And Correa hangs on for the moment. Nikita Mazepin able to get past Tatiana Calderon, and Correa hanging on for 8th place. A perfect restart lap so far for Sérgio Sette Câmara.
Yeah, he's already opened out a second gap to Luca Giotto, and here we got Matsushita. He's making that pass on Correa, and it's a great overtake right there, back into the points, and he's going to be trying to get back on top of Latifi and Jordan King, Jordan had the problem with his tyres earlier on the race. He came over the radio saying that they'd already gone, so it'll be interesting to see what his pace is like now.
Yeah, Matsushita, tidy move and moving up to the last points-paying position after winning the race yesterday. So after being forced off at turn number 4, and Sérgio Sette Câmara has decided not to find out how much grip Luca Giotto's got. He has bolted clear on this lap. If he's going to take too much out of the tyres, sometimes, and we've certainly seen in the last few races, Billy, that the Univirtual racing cars need a couple of laps, maybe sometimes even longer, to get their tyres up to temperature. They don't generate the temperature as quickly as, say, the ART, and that might be why we see De Vries closing in, trying to take another place on the podium. Third yesterday, looking for third today as they climb the hill once again. We're on board with the third place driver, maybe struggling for temperatures at the moment. De Vries in fourth, trying to improve. He'll get another DRS zone right about now as they take it down the hill once more. And it's going to have to be a late lunge for De Vries. I don't think he's going to have the speed at the moment. And DRS has not been enabled by race control. Slightly wide moment there for Joe, and he's closing in, and De Vries is bringing Schumacher with him.
Yeah, he really is. He's, like you say, the Uni Virtuoso cars seem to be taking a bit longer to get their tyres in, and that's okay if they can hold on to position. Round here, if he loses a couple places to De Vries and Schumacher, then his chances of the podium look very slim.
Sette Câmara had taken the gap out to about 1.4. Giotto now trying to respond, got it down to about a second. It was 1.4 when they came across the line last time around. Here we go then into the final stages. Sette Câmara trying to end that winless streak that has run for so long, all the way back to 2017. Guan Yu Zhou's going to be under major pressure now. To the inside goes Nick De Vries. Nothing Zhou can do, and Nick De Vries takes third place. He's not the only one with a move at turn 1. Matsushita gets Latifi and gets up to 7th place. That one will go all the way up the hill. Here comes Mick Schumacher then, looking to improve from 18th on the grid up to 4th in the race. The two rookies going wheel to wheel, but it's resolved in the favour of Schumacher, who is staring. The next car ahead is his maiden podium in Formula 3. Joe going backwards at the moment, and Matsushita did hang on to 7th place. Indeed, he's attacking for 6th, and there's action all the way through as they go back down the hill. And Matsushita with so much confidence, it's just like yesterday all over again. King, though, keeps the inside line. Latifi, more momentum, can't do anything with it.
Yeah, Nobu thought a bit better of that after what happened to him on lap 1 down into turn 4. He decided to not make the pass on Jordan there, and with the pace he looks like he's got after passing Nicholas Latifi into turn 1, I don't think it'll be long until he's past Jordan this lap.
Not long to go in the second race of the weekend. Giotto's got the gap down underneath the second. So Sette Câmara going with that tactic of trying to bolt clear on the restart lap. Giotto with those tyres now up to temperature going with him. Nick De Vries is 5 seconds back from the first two, and Matsushita with so much confidence, so much grip at the end of the race will have the inside line. Can King tough it out? No, he can't. Up to 6th position goes Matsushita. He could well have challenged for a podium again if he'd not been off the road on the first lap of the race. Yeah,
I really think so too. You can see the amount of braking performance he's got on these guys around him. It's all late braking manoeuvres that's getting Nobu past all these guys, and we've got Guan Yu Zhou, who's really struggling on the brakes, and they look like they touch.
Nearly nudging their way through the corners there, and Matsushita in 6th. Latifi had the inside line, but somehow King using all of his experience there as Schumacher pressurizes De Vries, and Matsushita is past Guan Yu Zhou, who is falling through the order now. Matsushita now up to 5th. Jordan King trying to defend, and King trying to hang on to 7th place. Latifi currently in 8th. Can Latifi go to the inside? No, he can't. Sette Câmara, Giotto, the battle for the win at the moment. 0.8 of a second. Then De Vries under pressure from Schumacher. Matsushita up to 5th. Then Guan Yu Zhou. That's the race lead being contested by the top two. This is 3rd. Battles all the way through the field. Matsushita with so much pace right now. He'll be on the back of those two in a few moments' time. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You're looking at the 7th place car. King trying to hang on as we go on to the penultimate lap of the race.
And especially if De Vries and Schumacher, they're quite tight. If they start battling in into the likes of turn 3 and turn 4, it is going to bring Nobu straight into play in this battle. And with only 2 laps left, this is really hotting up for this final podium spot.
So Latifi's going to get a run out of turn number 1. There's a 5-second time penalty for Jack Aitken for a safety car infringement, which just about completes his nightmare weekend. Schumacher can't get the run on De Vries, and that's going to allow Matsushita to close in. Latifi can't get the run on King. You see the confirmation of the Jack Aitken penalty at the top there. Good exit, though, for Nicholas Latifi. Here comes Schumacher trying to get past and trying to take his first podium. Latifi trying to go through as well, but it's the outside line again. That's not where you want to be. Tries the reverse move deep into the corner, then better traction, trying to turn the outside line to the inside line. And Schumacher is going to have a few chances. He's going to have an opportunity into turn number 1 on the last lap. Going to have an opportunity into turn number 3.
Yeah, I think turn 3 is looking like it's going to be his best opportunity. I mean, we can see De Vries looks like he is now struggling with his tyres, considering how close Mick can follow him in the middle sector, where normally following cars closely is a really disadvantage, especially with these Pirelli tyres.
So Schumacher trying to take his first podium in Formula 2. Sergio Sette Câmara trying to take his first win since Spa in 2017. Here's turn number 1 for Schumacher. Not able to make the move. Giotto is 7 tenths away. They're squirreling all over the road there. But Schumacher has the momentum and crucially has the DRS as he closes all the time, just like Giotto is for the leader of the race. Here comes Mick Schumacher looking to go from 18th on the grid to the podium in a phenomenal drive. Here he goes, trying to get the power down, a little bit of oversteer. De Vries hanging on at the moment as they go back down the hill. Can Schumacher take the final step on the podium? This is possibly the last opportunity he's got. De Vries will have to slow it down, and now he's going to try and get early on the power, make use of better grip, but well defended Nick De Vries.
Nick De Vries did a brilliant job there. I seriously thought that Mick was going to get past him into turn 3. He managed to brake late enough and get a good exit. We saw Mick actually having a bit of oversteer on the exit. So yeah, a great job using his experience, all the wiser Nick De Vries, championship leader for that reason, I guess.
Certainly seeing his skills today. Sergio Sette Câmara was the 4th leader of the race. He's got 1 corner to go. The wait is over for Sergio Sette Câmara, who repels Luca Giotto to win in Austria. He takes the checkered flag. Giotto on the podium again, and Nick De Vries just manages to keep Schumacher behind, and he gets a cheer across the line. Not a bad drive from Schumacher. 18th to 4th. Matsushita was 5th. Latifi did get past Jordan King, and then Guan Yu Zhou fading in the end to 8th position, the last of the point scorers. But it's all about Sergio Sette Câmara, who is finally going to climb to the top step of the podium for the 2nd time.